Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Eizaz Dhiya and today I'm going to presenting about the study of pH neutralization efficiency between the ceramic flat and sand filtration method in Kangkas Nangga, Parit Sulong, Johor for my proposal thesis for project Sarjana Muda. In the study, water sample were measured to obtain the pH value of which water sample were taken at groundwater sources, AF05 and sand filters. Sample testing was performed to ensure the effectiveness of the pH values of both methods. pH can be used to determine the acidity or alkalinity of a water solution and is important in various sectors, whether in biomedicine or industries. The pH of groundwater varies according to the nature of the rocks and soil surrounding the recharged groundwater intruding stream. The chemistry of groundwater will also change depending on how long the current groundwater has been in contact with a certain rock. So, this study was conducted in the village of Kangkas Nangga, Parit Sulong, to ensure that they get treated water that can be consumed and used for agricultural activity. I will continue with the research objective. The main objective of this study is to investigate the pH value of treated groundwater by using ceramic flat and sand filtration method. The second one is to compare the pH value of treated groundwater from ceramic flat and sand filtration method. And the last one is to compare the efficiency of pH neutralization between ceramic flat and sand filtration method. And we continue with the problem statement. Number 1 is groundwater overexploitation has caused extraordinary groundwater stress concerns in some areas. Residents in Kampung Lama Orang Asli Leboh utilizing groundwater as their main source of water supplies. The location of Kampung Lama Orang Asli Leboh is near with palm oil factory facing the agricultural pollutes the groundwater source, which allowing fertilizer, insecticides and herbicides to permeate their soil. I will continue with the scope of study. The scope of study is to testing the pH efficiency in Kangkas Nangga using the mobile water treatment unit and sand filtration method. And the second one is the significance of study. The research is in need as the indigenous community in Kangkas Nangga able to prevent any possible threat from toxins in groundwater to the community. So I will continue with the introduction for the literature review. This chapter goes into great depth about the topic of the study. This includes the mobile unit water treatment and sand filtration method, the study area and the hydrogen potential pH. Furthermore, this chapter discusses the efficiency of pH water treatment using both methods. The general features and design of mobile unit water treatment and sand filtration method are also discussed in this chapter. So I will continue with the study area. The location of the study is in Kampung Lama Orang Asli Leboh. It is located at Jalan Gambir, Kangkas Nangga, Parit Sulong. The location of the village is very near with the Bandung palm oil industry. The village also accommodates about 22 families with 12 houses. According to the village chief, the main pipe has been installed since 2002, but the previous administration was unable to remedy the issue, which has lasted up to 17 years. They had to dig their own wells so to acquire a supply of raw water for daily usage. The inhabitants used their own money to finish the task of connecting the pipe to the houses, but the government pledge from that time has yet to be honored. During the protected rainy seasons, he also noticed the water in the village region was unusually murky. Also, to add here that due to remote terrain and difficult water supply methods, the tiny indigenous community of Kangkas Nangga, Parit Sulong has been living in a rural location without water supply from government for almost 50 years. This village rely on a limited amount of groundwater for their daily needs. This issue that occurs when the entire town is raining and the groundwater quality becomes muggy. This is concerning since the villager cannot use clean water for their daily use. So I will continue with the mobile unit water treatment RBI EF05 model. It is created by RBI MEEG Consul Sdn Berhad, which the CEO is Encik Razib Haji Ismail. The machine can process raw water with high turbidity into clean treated water either in flood removable area, operation and other applicable areas. The EF05 model water treatment device is made of flat ceramic which can minimize excessive turbidity. So the prototype serves as the foundation for the RBI concept to tackle the issue of a shortage of clean and safe water. So I will continue with the general characteristic of the mobile unit water treatment RBI EF05. So the size of it is practical since it was created because of the weight is less than 100 kilos. It is also can be transported anywhere due to its convenient size and lightweight. During time of crisis, it is also can be easily moved. The EF05 can be transported, towed, and also floated. The EF05 may be moved in 3 different ways, and also it is equipped with the electrical energy source that can be a generator to supply the electricity for a variety of applications such as fan and also charging the laptop. So here is the design of the EF05. The first one is the RBI model EF05 that completed with tires and pontoon. The second one is the side view model EF05 without tires and pontoon. And the third one is the back side of the model without tires and a pontoon. And here is the inside of the structure view, which also you can see the power generator compartment, ceramic filter compartment, and valve and switches compartment. And the next one is the design of flow valve compartment and power supply compartment, which as you can see with flow valve compartment includes raw water pump switch, suction pump switch, air compressor switch, UV sterilizer switch, and air compressor valve, also to add the air blower switch. And the next one is power supply compartment, which include air from compressor, power supply from external, power supply main switch, power supply sockets, and also power supply for raw water pump. So this is the advantage of the EF05 model. It is able to process raw water that has the low turbidity into treated clean water, and it also can process raw water with high turbidity into treated clean water. It is also complete with electrical power source that the EF05 can operate on its own as it is equipped with a power generator. And finally, it is portable and easily modified and floating if necessary. Backwash process. Backwash process is facilitated and accelerated by wind pressure from inside the ceramic, assisted by a manual washing process and encouraged by a bubbling process. Ceramic filters offer the added benefit of eliminating ion from the waters. Ceramic filter also have the advantage of reducing water turbidity. Ceramic filter in the EF05 keeps the turbidity value within the allowable range. Backwashing is not only necessary for the existence of the filter, it is also critical to the quality of the water that flow from the filter. I will continue with the sand filtration. Sand filtering removes suspended material as well as floating and sinkable particles. The wastewater is gravity fed vertically through a fine band of sand or gravel. Depth filtering contains often smaller particles that are more difficult to capture and are absorption bound to the sand particles. Surface filtration dirt is simpler to remove during reverse rinsing than depth filtration dirt. Filtration with tilapia fish scale microcomposite absorbent. This method has been used in groundwater filtration system at Kangkar Sinangga right now. So the groundwater, when it is treated by this method, morphology and a portion of the surface were observed during SEM and ADX. In a segment investigation shows that the pH of sand filter with and without tilapia fish scale macro-composite absorbent range from 5.85 to 6.33 with breakup oxygen dissolved oxygen ranging from 8.75 mole to 8.93 mole. The most notable evacuation occurred up a sand filter with tilapia fish scale macro-composite absorbent. Here shows the sand bed filter used in sand filtration with tilapia fish scale macro-composite absorbent. And the next one is the schematic diagram of filter media in tanks 1 and 2 consisting of tilapia, fish scale, macrocomposite, fine sand, coarse sand and gravel. To the pH, as you can see here is their equation of pH, which pH equals to negative log H plus, and the second one is their scale. So potential of hydrogen is the full form of the pH. The negative logarithm of H plus ion concentration is known as pH. The concentration of hydrogen ion in a solution also is described by pH. Then the pH basic solution are those with pH value ranging from 7 to 14, and the acidic solution are those with pH value ranging from 0 to 7. Solution having a potential hydrogen value of 7 on a pH scale known as a neutral solution in chemistry. The pH scale is a scientific tool used to determine the acidity or basicity or neutrality of a solution. It is calculated by taking the negative logarithm of the amount of the hydrogen ions in a solution. So the first one is the scale range of the pH scale is between 0 to 14. pH scale range 0 indicates highly acidic. pH scale range from 14 indicates highly alkaline. The pH scale range 7 indicates neutral. And next one is the pH which is less than 7 are acidic, and pH solution that is greater than 7 is alkaline. So the next one is the importance of pH. The pH of a solution is an essential parameter that represents its chemical condition. The pH can influence nutritional availability, biological functioning, microbial activity, and chemical behavior. As a result, monitoring and managing of the pH of soil, water, and food and beverage items is critical for a wide range of applications. The importance of pH can be sought into the aquaculture and aquatic ecosystem, gardening and agricultural, and also in water treatment. And the last one is the pH also importance to the human life. This project has its unique technique. The term methodology refers to a method that we have utilized or specified for a certain endeavor. A strategy is a fundamental approach to managing a project that contains specific requirements for each step completion. The project flowchart depicts the complete procedure from start to finish. The flowchart is essential for understanding this methodology flow. So, my flowchart is the selection of the title for the first one. The second one is discussed with my supervisor. Number 3 is researching on ceramic flat and sand filtration. Number 4 is water sampling test. Number 5 is pH analysis. The 6th one is the data analysis. Number 7, and for the last one, is the conclusions. So this is the Gantt chart for the whole PSM 1 progress. The plan for the project development can be concluded based on the Gantt chart. The progress took from week 1 to week 14. So the next one is water source sampling. The figure shows the source of water used by the villager. Sample was collected from a tube well and the river located in the hamlet of Kampong or Asli Kangkar Senangga, Parit Sulong. The community is surrounded by woodlands and palm oil plantations. And the figure 1 shows the water sample taken from the river, and the second one is water sample taken from the faucet connected to the tube well. The sampling procedure were done by using portable WTW 251210 photoflex tube set portable LED filter photometer. And number 1 is water was collected from the sample point using a clean empty bottle from a faucet. And number 2 is before sampling, testing specimen must be cleaned with distilled water. Number 3, the sample then be put into specimen. Number 4, the sample bottle is truly clean prior to slotted into the set portable LED filter photometer to avoid reading errors. Make sure the sample specimen is properly oriented. Number 5 is the pH reading is acquired after pressing the start button. Number 6, following the collection of result, the sampling specimen must be rinsed before testing sample from other points. And the last one is repeated procedure was carried for the remaining sample locations. So the figures shows that our portable that we have been used for our research. Finally, the pH water sampling table. We have carried out our first test on the 26th May 2022 on the 7 different sampling station, which include of a river, well, tube well, distribution tank, tank 1, tank 2, storage tank, and also tube well after 30 minutes. The result from the test is the pH level is quite high. So we will be doing tests on the 7 consecutive month, which we will be testing once per month. So the test will be carried out to ensure the villager on the Kampung Kangkar Senanga will have clean and safe treated water. That's all from me. Thank you.